Yeah. If you don't mind. Hopefully.
Can I join this session?
Great. Any questions? No question? No answer. You have a question?
About any topic?
Concern about spiritual matters, spiritual knowledge. Anything that you don't understand from the scriptures, I may be able to answer. If somebody understood already, then we can somehow work it out so it can be experienced what is written in the book. That's it. If it is about mental curiosity, I won't be able to reply to this question.
Can you define what is Arunachala? Many people say in Arunachala, Arunachala, Arunachala while praying. How to imagine what is Arunachala? Is it God or it is nature like air, water like that?
There's a story about this hill, right? And it goes like this. There was a competition to see who was the most powerful god. And then Brahma and Vishnu joined the competition. And then one went to the top and the other one went to the bottom. And they were sent. So you go there, you find the end. Then I'll give you a special prize. You're the most powerful God. See? And then you go to the other end, down there, and you find the bottom, then I give you, you're the most powerful God. Then one went up, the other one went down, and one couldn't find any end. See? And I said, there is no end here, right? So I better go back. And the other one didn't find any end either. So they found a flower flying on the space. So they said, you know what? Pick the flower and say, I will say, I found the end, and I found this there. This is the proof, right? And then Brahma and Vishnu came together. And one says, I didn't find the end. And the other one says, see, I found it. And Shiva got angry, and says, you both fools, right? I am the most powerful God. And then suddenly, column of fire appears, horrifying, very strong, very powerful. And everybody recognized, yes sir, you are the most powerful God. So he wanted to make sure that everybody knew that. And then because they couldn't stand the light, the brightness of the fire, he decided to materialize the mountain so you can worship Shiva in that way. So that mountain, Arunachala, symbolically represents Shiva, or nameless, formless reality. The formless aspect of consciousness. Right? So if the story is real or not, I don't know, because I wasn't there. Right? More or less, that's the meaning of it. He says, the most powerful God because he's the God of destruction, the destruction of ignorance. Right? So it's actually an attribute within yourself that allows yourself to get rid of the illusion that mind superimposes on you and makes you believe that your reality is limited to that particular name and form. That's what that one time symbolically represents. But it is a power place too, an energy vortex. So you have to come.
Okay.
You have to come.
Yes, symbolic representation of Shiva. Okay. What is the real meaning of Arunachala? Is there any meaning of?
Yes,
it's the structure of like a nature?
No, it represents symbolically the nameless, formless reality. The nameless, formless aspect of consciousness. Consciousness has two aspects. One is nameless, right? Attributeless, changeless. Right? It's called the source, right? It's called the self. And the other aspect is the mind, which is the creative power within consciousness. It gets activated and deactivated. And when it gets activated, it brings all this into system, the world into system. So consciousness is both. The nameless, formless reality on manifest, and they form what comes out of itself, which is the manifest. That's basically it, in a nutshell. So people worship the form of Shiva, whether it's in the form of the hill or in the form of right, like Shiva we know it. Right? Some people worship only the name, right? Just go on repeating the name. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Then they go deeper, right? And they go Shivoham, Shivoham. See, I am Shiva, right? It's not something external to me. I am Shiva, but this is an intellectual process, right? Eventually, when the mind is mature, the mind is capable to look inside, and then once realized to be Shiva itself, to be consciousness itself, self, consciousness, reality, whatever you like to call it. Atman, Brahman also. Many names have been given to it, but in reality it's nameless, formless. No attribute, no qualities can be superimposed in it. And it's your own self. Right? And that's a paradox. That we are that consciousness, and then we ask, what is consciousness? What is consciousness? This, that, and the other. Because the mind is throwing a veil. Right? Doesn't allow you to realize what's your reality. That powerful is the mind. It's capable to blind our true nature. Understand that? People come here and then they do something called pradakshina, right? The satellite around the hill. Repeating the Om Namah Shivaya or Arunachala Shiva, whatever mantra that symbolically represents you. And while they are thinking in what symbolically represents God, right? They are not thinking in any object. The attention is torn away from the world, from matter. And that's to reduce the tendencies of the mind to run after an object, looking for permanent peace in an impermanent object. Purifies the mind from these vagaries, running after this and that, away from this and that. Then when the mind is mature enough, right, when the seeker is mature enough, then it's capable to look inside by the means of inquiry, looking for the source of the mind itself. Who am I? How was your trip? Good. Back. Good. Long trip. You were in North. North India. Nice and cool. Huh?
Very, very hot.
Hmm.
But the Durban was a bit more cool.
Good. It is nice and warm. Now you're addicted to such experiences, right? It's phenomenal. Mind game. We need the mind. If you want to realize itself, the mind has to be still but awake. It has to be really awake. If it is dull, impossible. If it is active, impossible. Even if it is pure, see, with good thoughts and all that, impossible. It has to be still. And yet, awake. If you don't mind the advice. No questions today? Good, good. Let's get rid of them. What is easy for you, Russian or English?
I try.
In English.
Sometimes I walk when I walk up.
Uh-huh.
I didn't see difference between my life and my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, what difference between life and sleep?
You mean the awakening state, this state?
Yeah.
Are you talking about sleep or dreams?
Yeah.
Dreams.
Yeah.
Not different. The only difference between the dream state and the awakening state is that this one lasts longer, and there is a belief that this is in control of its life. That's all. That's all. These are three states of mind. See? Awakening state, dream state, deep sleep. Right? They alternate, see, and contradict each other. One finishes, the other one begins. See? One finishes, the other one begins. Right? Now, if we speak about awakening state, dream state, and deep sleep, right? Who is aware of these three states? Who is it? Huh? Who knows now? The one that says this is awakening state is the one that says that one was a dream state, and before that there was deep sleep. So who is it that knows these three states of mind? If this is mind, see, who is aware of mind? Is it you or someone else? Who knows your dreams? You or someone else? Huh? Ah, you need some help with translation. Nas. Ah. It's not dashboard, the translation will be accurate. Hmm? I am dreaming, I am sleeping, I am awake. See? I am dreaming. See? I am and sleep. I am an awakened state. See? What is the common factor there? I am. See? I am and there is dream state here. Right? I am and there is deep sleep. I am and there is awakened state. See? So who is this one? Is it? Huh? A witness. But who is the witness? Is it someone else or is it you? Am I witnessing your dreams or you witness your dreams? It's not too complicated. Who is aware of your dreams? You, isn't it? And who is aware of the awakened state? You, right? Okay. Who is aware? I am aware. I am conscious. That means what? I am awareness, I am consciousness. You are that consciousness already. You are that awareness already. Whatever word you want to give to it. Right? So this one is permanent, right? All this is changing. Right? All this suffer from modification, isn't it? Right? This one, no. Right? This one is the same. I am that I am. You are that I am too. Okay.
So, my question is, there are various angels existing in the world and various different kinds of gods. Here I can see a god Buddha. Here I can see what you are not in the form of Nagata. So, Nagata is in the on body itself in nature is God. But Buddha is in born nature is like a man. First we born as a man, then we become like God. So when instead of praying Buddha, I can pray directly Shiva because this is the most powerful man compared to Buddha. By making ranking.
So you say this God is different. You say when I see this God. See, when I see this God. When I see. So who is the seer? That's the question. Who is the seer?
In this situation, maybe.
No. In this situation, you are the seer. Am I right? Right? Who is the seer? Have a look, inquire. Go within and see who is the seer. Because even if Shiva appears in front of you, see, it will disappear. Am I right? Buddha appear and disappear. Krishna appear and disappear. Rama appear and disappears. Right? Everything appears and disappears. Right? But the seer remains. Am I right? Then who is the seer? I see my dreams. I see all this.
No. My question is, this world is Lord Shiva is the owner of this world, or Buddha is the owner of this world.
Forget about them. See, who are you?
No. If I pray, if Buddha gives wisdom within 1 week, he may give it within 1 day. Because he is most powerful.
That's what I'm trying to say. See, find out who you are, and then you realize to be that itself. Who are you?
That part of knowledge I don't know how to do this.
Uh-huh.
I relate to the spiritual nature, so I can't understand about this question.
No, you can. Of course you can. You look like an intelligent man.
Right. For that, I need a lot of information.
No. You don't need information. You need to know who are you really. What is your reality? Right? You say my body, right? This is my body, and this is my mind. Right? Then whose body and whose mind is it? Right? What I'm trying to tell you is that, see, look inside and see what is there that feels as I.
It's nothing but feelings and reactions.
Huh?
It's feelings. It's like a feeling. It's like a chemical reaction.
It's a chemical.
Body.
Okay, it's a chemical reaction. It's a physical reaction. Can it be physical reaction and physical reaction without awareness of it, without consciousness of it?
No.
Exactly. Who is conscious of your own body, and who is conscious of your own mind, and who is conscious of the world? Is it someone else or is it you?
No, myself, it just exists in me.
Myself that exists in me. So we have two selves there. myself and me, right? Then which of the two are you? They cannot be two you. They cannot be two selves. Right? There's no two self, one conscious of the other, right? There's only one self conscious of everything. And it is you. You are that self already. Identity is the body and the mind, but doesn't allow you to realize that fact. Because you get rid of thought, if you forget about Shiva, right? Buddha, if you forget about yourself, right? Then what remains is your true self. That's the real I. Huh? It's logic, right? Who is conscious now? I am conscious now. Not too complicated. You don't have to go through the whole story.
No, God giving me power to speak like this, and this feeling states from my mind.
When you say God is giving me this power, you are identifying yourself with the body. If the identity with the body disappears,
I speak whatever I think. This knowledge is created by God in my mind, or myself, my thinking creates from me. I don't understand who is speaking. Whether God speaks in me or myself speaks.
Well, my question is, okay, I'm not asking you the question. I am inviting you to ask the question. Who is in the body? Who is aware of the body? Who is aware of the mind? And who is aware of this me? If you know that, then you know God. And if you know God, you know yourself.
Myself only I know.
Because there is nothing else there.
So whatever I speak, myself, my thinking, it's not thinking of God.
No, it's nobody else is there.
Sometimes I say what the God thinks, God speaks.
This is a, see, it seems that you went through all that before, whether you are aware of it or not. Otherwise, you wouldn't show up here and ask this question, right? So that job is done. You can forget about it. Who speak? I speak. Right? I am speaking. Now, who is this I? That's the question. Who am I? If I ask who am I am questioning myself. Am I right? Right? I'm questioning what I think I am. Right? If you question that thought, I am this body, right? I am this mind, I am this knowledge, I am this memory, I am this conditioning. If you question that, if you doubt that to be yourself, right? Then you will find yourself to be something different. How long will you stay in Tiruvannamalai?
That place.
Huh?
My
This is
birth
your
place.
first place.
But I don't know anything about it. I studied only computer science. During while I was studying computer science, this is computer. Why do you think about that?
That's why. That's why this
So
is
they destroy my faith on God.
this is a computer.
Yeah, that's what I think. My
is
body
a-
also feel like a computer.
Exactly, but you say my body. So this is my bottle, right? Am I the bottle? See? This is my clothes. Am I the clothes? This is my mind. See? Am I the mind? I must be something different, right? Good. In deep sleep, everything disappears, am I right? Huh? Everything goes pitch black. And who is there? See, aware of that, that can remember that there was nothing. Was it you? It's the same question. Dreams I know. Awakened state I know. Deep sleep I know. I. So I means what? It has to be beyond mind and prior to mind. See? Because the world is the mind, right? You are a scientist, right? And then now we speak about energy, am I right? And we speak about energy pattern, isn't it? What is matter? Energy patterns. So can you separate pattern from the energy that moves them? Now they say, no, we can't separate them. They call it the unified field of consciousness, right? So the mind is the world, the body is the world. The world is the body and the body is the mind. So the mind is kind of a power, right? That brings everything into existence, right? So this power is now active. And then in dreams, start getting deactivated, slows down. And in sleep, that power is sleeping, right? Right? You are not sleeping because you know that the sleeping is taking place, right? Then who are you? See? You must be prior to the appearance of the world, right? You exist while the world is present. See? You exist when the world is absent. See? Who is this I? That's the question. Forget about God and forget about that.
According to Ramana's statement, this is soul. I is nothing but soul.
Huh?
According to the statement of Ramana, I is
Ramana,
nothing but soul existing in my body.
You mean Ramana?
Ramana says like that.
Yes.
But I feel I is nothing but a Nataraja.
Huh?
Nataraja in general.
No, forget about what people say.
My body, I born from real life, from Nataraja. That this knowledge given by my
That's the problem. This knowledge is not accurate. Ramana says, find out, see what the mind is, and it disappears. Right? If the mind disappears, who is there knowing that the mind disappears? I am the one that is there, right? Everything appears and disappears. Am I right? How do you know that? Because you are there. As that which neither appears nor disappears, as that which is aware, see, or whatever appears and disappears. And you are that. It's the meaning of I am that. These are different schools of knowledge, right? But you seem to be that you went through this, either in this life or in previous ones, finished. Because the way you approach, see, now we can deal with it in a different way. Aham Brahmasmi, am I right? I am Brahman. It doesn't say Brahman is there. Right? These are the three stages. See? Brahman is there. See? I am part of Brahman. I am coming from Brahman. I am part of Brahman. I am Brahman. Right? Hanuman. Right? Identity with the body, I am an instrument. Identity with the mind, I am part of it. Right? Identity with the absolute, I am the absolute. See, I am you and you are I. It takes some time, now or after, right? Some time alone. You can do it even now if you wish. And see who is this? What is it that feels as I? Right? Try to look at this sense of I within yourself. And you will find to be not the body, not the mind, but Brahman itself. If God I see, right, then what kind of God is that? It depends upon me, the seer, because without the seer, the scene cannot exist, right? This is when we start getting mature. And come on, okay. This is kind of a kindergarten stuff. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying it's bad, right? But we grow up, we mature in understanding and experiencing. And then you say, no, this cannot be, right? This cannot be, this cannot be, this cannot be, this cannot be. Then what is it? That's the last question.
Whether ever is existing in this universe or it is an imagination.
It's imagination.
Imagination.
This is a mental projection.
Somebody says after that we go to heaven, somebody says we go to hell.
That
Depends on what we do positive and negative. So how can I realize whether before death how can I realize I am eligible to heaven or
that's what I'm trying to say. It's time to forget that. Right? See. You see this, right? What else do you see there?
it's looking like partially dead.
What else is there?
Or partially dead.
So what else? Right? Tell me what do you see there?
The Shiva.
What else is there?
Staying in.
What else is there? What else is there?
What?
What else is there?
Is meditation.
And what else is there? Right? What about the canvas? Can you see the canvas? The white canvas. Can you see the white canvas?
Yeah.
Where,
Camper.
canvas.
The material.
The material. It's a white material, right? So this is painted on the white material, right? Huh? We cannot see the white material, right? Why? Because it's covered by the painting. Right? So enchanted by what we see, we forget the canvas, which is that which sees. So all this is projected on yourself, the one that is aware of it. This is why we suggest to move attention to what we see and bring it back to the seer. Who is the seer? And that is the inquiry. If you find the answer to that question, then you can say goodbye to all the teachers and all the masters and all the gods, myself and yourself. And the purpose of being born in Tiruvannamalai has been accomplished. This is an emerging consciousness, and you are that consciousness. Now this came out of you, right? But different school says no, you came out of it, right? So this is a dualistic school, right? And this is the non-dualistic school. When everything goes upside down. On the contrary, everything comes out of me, and I am the very source of whatever it is happening here. I am the source, substratum, and witness of all this magnificent display of the mind. And the mind is presenting all this for me. It's for my entertainment, actually. So all this, that's the meaning of the scriptures. It's not literal, right? So this is Parvati, dancing for Shiva. She's playing all this dance of objects and stuff for the sake of Shiva. That's all. You must have worked out that in a previous life, otherwise you wouldn't be able to approach in such a way now. My suggestion is now forget all what you know. See, and focusing to see who is here. Here or later, whenever you want. You can come tomorrow again. If there is any question, any doubt, whatever, you can carry on. What's your name?
Magesh.
Magesh meaning?
It's like Lord Magesh. Shiva.
Oh.
In Tamil it is called Magesh, not Lord Magesh. It's nothing but Shiva. But in Telugu it's not like that.
Yes.
My mother tongue is
Telugu.
It's general term of like English, but in Tamil it is said like Magesh, not Shiva.
Correct.
So which country you are from?
Venezuela.
Switzerland.
Venezuela.
Venezuela.
Venezuela. Venezuela means you.
Venezuela again he was selected as Venezuela.
Many means universes. Many means
But it is like an island, small island.
No, it is the northeast country of South America. What a nice big country. I don't live there for a long time. I was attracted to this place since 1999. And since then, doesn't matter how much you try to run away from it, they keep on bouncing back. The weak magnetism. Now we are speaking from the relative point of view, body point of view. From the absolute point of view, I'm not coming from anywhere. Everything is coming out of myself. Shift of attention. Body is an object because I know it, right? The mind is an object because I see it, right? So who is the seer? If attention goes to the seer, you will be surprised that you are the very thing that you're asking for. You will laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. Any questions, moderator?
People. 11 people.
11.
It's also so I can hear this what you say millions of times and doesn't do anything to clear it, then yes, you go to sad times, little things, and then there's a time you hear it and you hear from another thing. From a different thing. You have no idea how it happened,
Yeah.
where was the So you have no idea, but you know it.
When you hear it, as you hear it.
As you hear it, you know it.
Good. Good.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Completely.
I know. What is happening in your case, it has a name. I will not use the name. In the names in English, in Sanskrit, it's Sparshan, Darshan, Samvarshan. Right? Which means that you see the Guru, you realize being, and your mind stops. Right? You hear the Guru talking, and the mind stops, and the realization is there. Or in the case of Annamalai Swami, right? Ramana touched him, and his mind stopped. Right? If that doesn't happen in that way, right, then you have to do the inquiry. I had the same experience with my teacher. I will be full of questions or full of insight, and I will say, okay, I will ask this question to him, and I will share this insight with him, and I will walk from my house to his room. Right? And I was like a truck full of apples, and on the way there, it's like somebody opened the door, see, and all these apples were falling down. As soon as I was with him, there was nothing to ask. See, I was just quiet. Just to be with him was enough. The mind was kept quiet. Or to listen to him was enough. I had the same experience that you had. I would listen to him, and automatically, see, the realization of what he was talking about was taking place. What to do? That's the way it works. But first, it seems that we have to ponder about it. That's meditation. First is Ravana. So you listen to it, right? And then you ponder about it, and eventually it does click.
But for me, it's just a proof that it's not true that you cannot do anything for getting in this way. It's not true.
Inquiry
For
has.
many years, you do a lot.
Yes.
Or you do tremendous.
But what needs to be done for you to be you? Right? For you to be you, nothing can be done. See, doing is for the removal of what we call you. This has to be done. Right? And this is why the inquiry has to take place. In your case, it's not necessary. Right? It's not necessary. Because once this happens, forget it. It just takes some time to get balanced into this condition. Right?
The change has to happen. The change. Like the light has to be switched on.
No, but what's going to happen is a change of perception.
Yes.
Right? Right? It's the so-called shift of consciousness. I am looking for that. See? I am part of that. Right? I am that. See? I am looking for consciousness. See? Consciousness is an object, something that I, the body, mind, will realize that's impossible. Right? Because as I said, the body is an object, the mind is an object. Right? So the body is an object of the mind, and the mind is an object of consciousness. See? So one looks at the other. This is aware of this, and that is aware of this. And this is the trap. And this is why it takes so long, because identity with the body is the problem. And I spent years looking for that. What is that? It is your own self. When you're looking for that, eventually you realize, that's not the way. You're not looking for that. Look for the one that is looking. See? Look for the individual. Who is it? What is it? Who is the seer? Because the idea that the mind is the seer, who is the seer? I'm looking for the seer, the mind disappears. And what remains is that which is not the mind, which is not the body.
It's really like Ganga tree, the right Ganga tree, non-Ganga tree.
The right Ganga
tree.
You remember the story?
The right Ganga tree. It's sad, you stop all progress. That's the only thing really telling you, stop all progress going on here. Just allow this You end down completely. You don't know anything anymore. You know, nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. You don't keep anything of what you ever believed. Or whatever.
Everything goes away. Not that quickly, I'm telling you.
But it's a kind of activity. It is a kind of activity.
Which one?
You do also. To stop all progress.
Solve?
Stop all progress.
No, because it's a stop thinking.
Stop thinking, yes.
So the body doesn't say I am doing, right? Because consciousness doesn't say I am doing. The question is who is doing, and that stops the doing and dissolves the doer, right? Which is not even there. It's only an idea of doing something based on identity with the body. See, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Right? Good. So you guys are coming. No wonder. Hot today. Question? Mosquito. See, there was a devotee of Ramana, I know if you heard of him. His name was Harilal Punjar. He was known afterwards as Papaji. And he was a devotee of Krishna. Serious man about his sadhana and stuff. And since he was a boy, Krishna, 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 Krishna. He loved so much Krishna that Krishna literally will appear in front of him and play with him. But the story went on and on, life went on, and Krishna started fading away. You have to call him really strong to come. He started feeling empty because of the image of Krishna. And instead, started going from guru to guru. Can you show me God? Can you show me God, real God, the reality? And nobody says, no, I can, no, I can, no, I can, no, I can. He was living in North India. What was his name? Lucknow. And then Ramana Maharshi appeared there, a vision, right? And then naturally in India, when the sadhus come, we open the door and offer some refreshment or whatever it is and ask for the spiritual life. And it says, can you show me God? And I say, no, I can't, but if you go to South India, a place called Tiruvannamalai, there is an ashram of a sage called Ramana Maharshi. You go and talk to him there. He will help you. You jump in a train, 2-3 days, I don't know how long it is. And he arrives here at the ashram, and Ramana was sitting there, and he asked me about this. What is the sage? Where is Ramana Maharshi? Right? So this there. And when you look at Ramana, it says, it cannot be. See, this man was in my house, right? And tell me to come here. It's a joke. Why he asked me to come from so far to ask a question? Why he didn't give me advice there? And I was a little bit confused. And then the devotee sort of compassion said, sir, let's do something. So we want to make some room. We want to approach you there. So now that you are here, ask the advice, right? And then he asked the advice. And Ramana says, come back from where you came from, right? And this man got so angry and disappointed. And went to the bus station or train station, and the bus is following him. I said, sir, don't go, don't go. See, you have been initiating in the path of self-inquiry. And it's called the royal path or the direct path. And then he went back to Ramana and talked to him. He told him the story about Krishna, right? And I don't remember more or less what happened. The thing is, he was not happy with the advice from Ramana. And then he went around the hill to a place called Tiruvannamalai, the other side of the hill. And he started calling Krishna, 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 Krishna. And then suddenly Rama appeared. And he said, what are you doing here? I don't interested about you. Where is my Krishna? Where is my Krishna? And then he went back to Ramana and told him the story. First Krishna, then Rama. What is this all about? And then Ramana said, well, Krishna appeared and disappeared. And then Rama appeared and disappeared. And whatever appeared and disappeared is not there. The seer alone is fear. Find out who is the seer. And he got it somehow. And he became one of the most famous, renowned gurus of the modern age. Till now. Even after he passed away. Some of his devotees somehow show up here. I don't know. Who is the seer? I am the seer. But still his identity with the body. But if you question that identity, who is the seer really? You find it is something. Have fun while Jesus is sleeping. Don't remember. Forgot. Team. No questions today. How is the book going? The book going? Good. See, after the book, I am that. See, there must be one book, which is one page, which is I am what? Right? Because I am that also have to go. Then I am what? You're becoming very quiet. Good. Only one way to know it.
Yeah, I just want like, why many people don't see themselves?
They want to be the self because they think they are something else. See, it's like a carnival, right? And then your mom comes and dress you up like I don't know, Cinderella, right? Right? And they say, see, you're Cinderella, and then you start acting like Cinderella, right? But you still are Mikiko, right? So you forget that you are Mikiko. And they say, no, I want to be Mikiko, I don't want to be Cinderella, I want to be Mikiko, right? So you are Mikiko, right? You have been fooled by your own mind. Right? Throw this on you, the body and the mind, and the world all together. See? And then you forget yourself. It's called the veil of ignorance, Maya. And you forget the reality. Why I want to be the self? I want to be the self, see? Because I am the self, trying to get rid of the superimposition that the mind threw upon itself, of me. So the self is putting the mind inside. Not everybody. Many people, yes, not everybody. Because it's time for that, right? First is who are you, and who is this, and what is this, and what is that. See? Eventually, you find this question silly. You find this question leading you nowhere, right? Eventually, you question the questioner. See? Its reality, its nature, its identity. You are not asking who am I really. That's a very silly way to put that question. Like questioning this belief. I am limited to this particular name and form. Naham, Deham, Koham, Soham. That's the essence of the Vedas. In 4 lines. Naham, Deham, Koham, Soham. Am I the body? Is my reality limited to this particular name and form? Naham, no. Then Koham, who am I? Soham, I am I. I am that. I am the very self that I'm looking for. So it is you, the self, that without desire, intention, effort, see, without the need of knowledge, and without knowing that you are doing it, which is putting the mind, see, towards itself, toward yourself. It merges within yourself, merges within you. The mind disappears in you. The mindless state. But it is. And then the full circle is completed. And the game of Mr. and Mrs. Ego is finished. Now you can rest in peace. Now you can rest in peace. You don't have to wait until the body dies to rest in peace. One more question or another mosquito? Another mosquito. Only mosquito. My friend from Venezuela is here, and then he may be able to organize something for you guys. Hours, because you can rent an apartment for 200, maximum 300 rupees a day. 2 bedrooms or something. Maybe you manage.
I would like to. I would like to.
He's supposed to come today. He's supposed to come. He hasn't come. Nasir, see what she's doing. I like what she's doing. Okay. And then you get the show just if you go to the bathroom.
This I don't mind because what Indian people wear is too warm. When I look at them, I feel
I know,
hot.
it's true. It's true. Huh?
It's okay to be late.
Never late. Only I can be late. I'm the only one obliged to be here at 10. and to stay until 12. Where are you from?
France.
France. Where in France?
Outside Paris.
Been there, nice city.
Sorry?
It was a nice
Paris.
city. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Nice food also.
Sure. If you're not vegetarian.
I was in Marseille. Marseille. How do you pronounce it in French?
Marseille.
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 Marseille. Aix-en-Provence, I think it's the name.
Huh?
I think it's Aix-en-Provence or something like that, the name of the city.
Yeah, it's another city.
I was there.
It's quite far.
Yeah.
Southern.
Better food than in Paris.
Like fish. Better climate for sure.
Yeah, lovely. People also very nice.
Yeah. It's also.
For how long are you staying?
Few days I'm staying in all of it.
Oh, good. It's a nice French community there, right?
French,
Nice food.
German, Indian.
That's the only thing that I think about food.
Food, yeah.
Apart from that, I don't think about anything. What is there to think about?
Yes, food is okay there.
Only the bananas for the monkey. So it can last for another day. So you have any questions or any doubts? Or otherwise,
I don't know. What do you talk about?
I don't talk too much about it. I may pass a comment here and there when somebody new says, hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. Where are you from? And then I don't know how to give lectures. Difficult for me. If I am this is a question.
Maybe a question. Whose baby is that?
Mine. But ours.
I was there too.
She was there also.
Over there.
I remember that. Yes, you were there. Moderator? No question? No answers. You live in the Auroville itself? I heard good things about that place.
Really? Yeah.
Good food.
Nice houses.
I heard about it, quite eco, quite ecological.
Nice forest. Very,
We can buy food from there here in Nilgiris.
yes. It's quite beautiful.
Constantine. No more questions? What are you having lunch today? Where are you having lunch today?
What?
Where?
The temple.
At the temple.
Yeah.
Which one? Main temple or
That's where
Yogi Ram Sivat Kumar?
very tasty.
Huh?
Very tasty.
Very tasty food, right?
Spicy.
Spicy, right? I would go there with you today, but the baby cannot eat that food, so I have to go elsewhere.
So the like Indian food.
I do. I do. My favorite food. I'm vegetarian. Well, whatever.
How
Long time. I stopped for some time because there was some physical condition that demanded other type of food. But then I came back to vegetarian.
Okay, so maybe you're interested. I don't know if there's a question there, but when we talk about, say, negative emotions, but when it's more like an underlying tendency that is coming out of the conditioning, not like the everyday
Thought.
I'm having a bad mood, more like an underlying energy, more or less conscious. And that is sort of the term conditioning. That's it.
The thought behind it.
Really like underlying energy.
But the one that is producing that energy is a thought. Right? But the thought says, I don't want you to see me. I want you to see only what I am producing. Okay? It's like somebody's doing like this under the water, right? And then you see it ripples on the surface, but you cannot see the food that is producing the ripples, right? So it is with a positive emotion. So we call positive emotions and negative emotions. Both are the result of thought. I am happy because of, I am unhappy because of. So of means an object, see? Or an event. And this event is subjective, right? Or subjective. That's the mind playing games in a subtle way. Becomes the mind becomes refined on the way, more subtler and difficult to catch. Right? This is why I always suggest to keep the attention in the one that pays attention. To be aware of the one that is aware. Because it's calling your attention now. And the question is about that. All right. So automatically the attention gets externalized, whether it's this outer world, inner world, emotions, feelings, sensations, energy, whatever it is. Right? And the question is, who sees the energy? As soon as attention goes away from that energy is bound to dissolve. And if it doesn't dissolve, it doesn't bother you, then it doesn't really matter if it is there or not. It's called mind games. All depends upon the mental structure of the seeker, and the mental structure of the seeker depends very much upon the upbringing, see the growing up environment. You can go even deeper behind the want to go too far, but memory is like that. It is past. It's just memory. It's memory that is trying to reproduce itself in the present. It's the mind, as the ego, trying to give continuity to its illusory sense of separate existence. It's trying to be something, someone. Right? Me having this emotion, me having that emotion, positive or negative. And God produces an imbalance in the mind. Feelings are completely different. For example, if you are a soccer fan, if you are a soccer fan, for example, right, and then you go to the World Cup and you go for France, right? I saw people having a heart attack because the soccer team lost the World Cup or because the soccer team won the World Cup, right? No, heart attack. And then, heart attack. Produced by what they think. So they believe that the joy that they are deriving based upon what is happening in reality is because of the interpretation that the mind is making out of its own content. See what is happening within itself. When the ego is gone, you just enjoy the game. France versus Germany. And then you appreciate the good movements of these guys and the good movement of these guys. You are not interested in who is winning or losing, only in the game. So it is when the ego disappears, right? You are not interested in winning or losing, you are just interested in the game, in playing the game. In playing Caesar. That's my favorite actor of the whole movie. I just try to play it as best as I can. The best I can. Sure.
But then it doesn't have the same flavor That you still watch the game, but
For the ego says, ah, gee, so tasteless. I don't like this game anymore.
same with the, like if it's a memory that is trying to repeat itself. So that's
This is the mind trying to repeat the patterns of behavior. Means, see, once you call this moment good, right, that very thought good, right, creates an imprint, leave an imprint in the mind, right, and automatically there is a desire to have it again, to repeat that experience again, right, and that desire would bring the body to perform actions, right, in order to repeat that experience. But no experience can be the same. Cannot be the same, and then the mind will get disappointed, and then it will look for something else elsewhere, right? Then it goes to sex, drugs, rock and roll, spirituality is another toy that the mind can play with, right?
why would the mind repeat?
Sorry?
Why would the mind repeat a negative experience? Or why would it want something that is self-defeating in the case of negative?
Because it's trying to fool you. It's trying to make you believe that it is yourself. It's trying to believe to be a self, a separate individual entity. That's a favorite game of the mind.
Because there is that sense that's authentic. There is a sense of authenticity.
But there's no authenticity. You see that repeated everywhere in everyone. So it's better. There's no authenticity in that behavior. When you step out of the ego, and the ego sense, not you, because it's not even your ego sense. See, it's mind ego sense. You are just a witness or conscious of it. So when you step out of that, then you know what is spontaneity and the rest of it. Actually, there is not even a spontaneity. This is tendencies. It's a pattern of behavior. There's nothing new about it. This is the past, actually. This is the past expressing itself again in the present. When the ego is gone, this collapses and this doesn't come back again. This patterns of behavior doesn't get repeated. Right? Or they get modified and turned into something else. But authenticity, I don't think there is anybody authentic to you. Everybody's a copy of the other in one way or another.
That's the sense of it. It's more, it feels familiar, very familiar. And whatever you put in place of that is shallow, even if it's spiritual.
Right? See, when the ego sense disappears, right, the perception of the world is completely different. The ego says, no, I'm not going there because it's going to be empty, it's going to be flat, it's going to be boring, no authenticity, no spontaneity, no this, no that. But it's not true. You will see how beautiful this is. How beautiful this world is. It changes. Point of view changes. No more point of view, actually. And then it is your reality which is complete. See? It's complete. And when the mind disappears, the mind is energy, and that energy is love. Right? And then when you have a taste of that, everything is becomes meaningless.
It would have to be stronger.
But
whatever comes in place of the previous sense of me or whatever, it would have to be stronger.
it cannot be stronger than what it is.
Well,
It cannot be more than what it is right here, right now.
for me to be interested anyway.
Normally, for us to be interested in it, this has to become more tasteless. So we have to keep on experiencing this and that to get to the point when we say, you know what, that's it. It doesn't matter if it is the best chardonnay, is the best, I don't know, filet mignon, is whatever. So the best of the best of the best, and it starts feeling that there is something is missing here. That was my experience. When I came to India, I was really fed up with the world. The only thing that I was interested was God. And the only question for him, the only prayer was, why you brought me here? Why you put me here? Switch off the light, put me at rest. I will be more than happy with it. Okay? He did it in a different way. And this condition, this is the so-called prerequisite before awakening. It's called dispassion. When you look here and you look there and you look there and you try this and you try that. Now what?
There could be some peace, find comfortable.
Permanent peace is there. So then you start looking for permanent peace, and then you realize I cannot find permanent peace in impermanent objects that give me impermanent sensations, and then you look elsewhere.
Food.
Huh?
Food.
It's an object. Now my point of view is different. See, if I can have it tasty, fine. If what have to be is not, then what to do? You eat more for the sake of the maintenance of the body than for the pleasure itself. Of course, you will not cook untasty food. It will be foolish. No need for that. But even I found myself eating less and less and less. You realize that this body needs very, very little. Once you have a taste of your reality, if we dare to remove our attention from this fascinating place and bring it to the one that is conscious of it, then you realize that it is you, see, who bring the peace and the joy and the beauty to whatever you do, wherever you are. There is nothing that can give that to you. There is nothing that can add anything to yourself. So it's yourself which is complete, beauty, peace, love, all that. So you carry that, see, because it's yourself.
There is no more craving.
There's no more craving.
No more lust.
Well, you may have a craving, but if you have it or not, no problem. If there is ego, if you don't have it, then frustration, depress, and then again, have to do it again. You have to make sure that I have it, and then you're on a mission running after your own shadow. When you realize the beauty of your own self, when you see from that beauty as that beauty, then everything is beautiful. Even what is obvious is beautiful. No, I don't mean to. Nice to have you back. Did you ever left? I may have a craving now and then. After I have it, then no more.
I mean, are you satisfied?
Yeah. And if I satisfy, it's okay. If it's not, then also okay. I'm craving for chapatis and dal. Let's see if I can have it.
Because I guess it's motivation. It's a question I have around motivation or something like come back to different dispassion.
Yes.
And what energy do you use as a driving force, as a motivation force for everyday life, whether you engage or not?
Well, I found that I don't need to have any motivation because the life will do whatever it does. Right? This body is here, and this body is meant to do something, right? And no need to have motivation. The body will carry on its activities automatically, right? Or this even motivation disappears. I don't even have the motivation to do this. I'm doing this because I have no choice.
To do what to be here.
Yes.
Now.
To what I'm doing, to give satsang and all that stuff, to answer questions from people.
Are you a hostage?
Huh?
Are you a hostage?
I am hostage of my own self. I try to escape, haven't managed. I find myself always sitting in this chair, looking people coming and going, answering questions and so on. Some people understanding, some people realizing the understanding, some people not. Some people happy with me, some people unhappy with me. There is a guy in Russia that even punched me. The very translator punched me and cracked me 2 ribs because he didn't like what I was saying. He was very angry. And I noticed it, bro, you're so angry, see. You're about to punch me. Yes, I just want to punch me. And I said, why not? And he punched me. And then I said, are you happy now? Now you can go. No? What else is there for you to do here? You made your point, off you go. I went through, you won't believe. In Moscow once somebody stand on the stage and took a bottle of water and put it on top of me. What do you do? Comes with a package.
Crazy Russian.
Huh?
Crazy Russian.
Crazy. No, Russian doesn't have a monopoly of madness. I'm telling you. Even my very good friends wanted to kill me, isn't it? You just take it. Whatever comes, you take it. Pleasure, you take it. Pain, you take it. Compliments, you take it. Criticism, you take it. What choices do you have? Imagine that I say, okay, there's a new age stuff. I'll accept this moment as it is. What difference does it make? Wait too late. Right? This moment is as it is before you accept it. And whether you accept it or not, it makes no difference. Am I right? Accept it. There's a new teaching, there's a new fashion. Acceptance, embracing. See, too late. Who is the teddy bear that is going to embrace this moment? See, is there you and this moment? Be in the present. See, either two, you and the present. All this new age stuff very misleading. Accept this moment as it is. Too late. Punch. I accept it. And that difference doesn't make. Right? It doesn't change anything. That's in the nature of this world, right? So once you understand that that's in the nature of this world, then you leave it alone. So you understand only the nature of this world when you understand your true nature. So when you understand both your true nature and the nature of the world, then no problem anymore. Somebody can kiss your feet or kick your butt. Why not? Just for a change. Translator. Crazy stuff. I was in Kaliningrad. You can lock me in a room for 1 week, no problem. Just bring some food. And I can be seated there doing nothing, no problem.
Do nothing doesn't seem to be so difficult.
No, I won't be able to do nothing. That's a way of speech. This cannot be. If it is meant to be still, it's going to be still for 2 hours seated here. It's not even still. Sometimes talking, sometimes not talking. Depends if there is a question. If there is a question, then I say something. Otherwise, I normally quiet. So whatever this body is meant to do, it's going to do it. Whatever is meant to happen will happen. Whatever is not meant to happen will not happen. This body has the same freedom of choice as the wind to blow to the east or to the west. No choice. So the body has no choice simply because it came from the space, from a place which is choiceless, right? So what comes out of plastic is made out of plastic, therefore it's plastic. Am I right? The bottle came out of plastic, am I right?
Sorry, but yes.
So to speak. And then our reality is choiceless. All this comes out of our reality. So what comes out of choicelessness is choiceless too. So there is no choice to be same. And since there is no two, so there is no choosing and no choice. That is my experience. I found that there is not even the choice to remain choiceless. Remain choiceless. Remain choiceless. Too late. Choicelessness is so very there. From the absolute point of view, from the relative point of view. Ay. I did my best, believe me, my best, not to sit here and answer any question. I tried to run away as far and as fast as I could. But then I stopped. Any questions? No questions? Then I keep quiet. No more India, no more Tiruvannamalai. It's recorded in the video. It's a proof of that. No more India, no more Tiruvannamalai, no more satsang. Go away, all of you. Leave me alone. Right. Wait, it's left me. No, leave him alone. As long as he
He's
doesn't.
holding one.
He's holding that. Lucky boy. So young and exposed to this. Few days ago, he was blind. I think that was the first teaching of Ramana Maharshi when the mother came to see him. And he wrote, whatever is meant to happen is going to happen. Try to prevent it, by all means. What is not meant to happen will not happen. Try to make it happen, see, by all means. Understanding that, realizing that the best course of action is to remain silent. Silent doesn't mean the absence of speech. See, it's the absence of the idea. I am a separate entity, doing this, that by myself, exercising free will, freedom of choice, and the rest of this delusion. See? Where are you having lunch today? Where are you having lunch? Hoosier. Have you tried tasty cafe? Never. Shall we go today? You want to come join us? You want to come? Something different today?
Today I have massage.
Oh, massage. So Shiva? Shiva.
Mahesh.
Magesh? Shiva?
Both same.
Magesh. Mageshwara. This is what from Maheshwara. Maheshwara is coming from
It's
there.
nothing but Lord Shiva. But my original name is Shiva Perumal. Shiva Perumal is nothing but Shiva.
Nothing but Shiva. Doesn't mean nothing but Shiva. Interesting.
Perumal. Perumal, you know Perumal? It's nothing but Ram.
Oh.
Nataraja is in the form of Krishna, but Perumal is in the form of Ram. So Ramakrishna. Even to
Here also. By itself, right? See, try to destroy the mind. It's a tendency of the mind. See? So trying to get rid of the tendencies is a tendency, right? And then you have the fight. See? It doesn't work that way. As the mind trying to control the mind. Mind is tendency. That's all. So then this personal behavior of fighting with these friends, trying to superimpose himself on this one, only this one. Quiet, be quiet. Right? So the mind is trying to be what it cannot be, in a sense. See the quietness of its place of origin. Right? And then, mind is a funny thing. You see, very slippery. This is why the attention has to be removed completely from it. And has to be placed back in that which is conscious of the mind, which which is no different than to be self-aware, or to be the self that is aware. Then body mind is no longer a problem. Whatever it is, it is. No? So, shall we stop for today? 2 hours. See you, what day is today? Thursday.
Wednesday.
Today, Wednesday. See you tomorrow. Today is the, which date? You said? 10. So 19.